I want to tell you one cricket thing actually now.
Mm.
Like, even when you just went outside right now for a little break, you know what we were discussing inside as cricket fans? We were like, he's a streets won't forget cricketer. Have you heard this term? Streets won't forget. It's a term used for footballers.
Football. Okay.
I'll give you a Manchester United reference. Tevez, you remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's a streets won't forget footballer.
Footballer.
Like, just he made his mark, and you won't forget that player till you die. You'll tell your grandkids there used to be a player like you're one of those players. Like in terms of cricket.
Yeah,
Like, and that's how all the fans remember you. Can I say something? Like, little transparently?
yeah.
There's a lot of cricket fans, and I think even Yuvraj Singh has said this on the show that you should have been given more chances for India.
I mean, see, everybody's story is going to be different.
Yeah.
So my story has been very, very different. I've, I mean, in hindsight, you would think that, if you'd have gotten more chances, it would have been great. Of course, it would have been great. But I've been with the team. I've sat out for, I think, double or triple the number of games that I've played. I've been with the team. So I've been in an environment where if you take my life during the ICL, when I've given up on cricket. I've given up on everything. From that stage to come back to play the IPL, to play for India, I think it's for me. I'm happy.
You're
You understand?
satisfied, you're contented with.
Yeah, I would say I'm happy. I'm content because see that is what I've worked for. So maybe I could not go on to play those number of games or whatever, but I'm happy that I could play it on my own terms. I played it the way I wanted to play. Never asked anybody for any favor
Yeah.
throughout my life in terms of whatever selection or whatever. So always enjoyed playing the sport. So I'm quite happy. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to tell you one thing as a podcast also. What you're saying about you being quite happy, I can feel it as a podcast host, and I'm sure listeners can feel it also that you're actually a happy guy.
Yeah.
But maybe somewhere as a cricket nerd fan, we feel like the number 4 spot, it was Ambati Rayudu's.
Maybe yes. That World Cup, yes. In
2019?
2019. Yeah, definitely. I told in many interviews, if not me, there was Ajju there.
Hmm.
I mean, why didn't you take a number 4, proper number 4, like Shreyas this World Cup? He has done tremendously well. Like Rahul, that role that they have played. That is what your number 4 and number 5 have to do. It's not rocket science. Somehow they didn't understand, and I mean, it's quite shocking.
Like, it's too important for an ODI
Of
game.
course, ODI, see, your number 4 has always been a bridge. It's a transition from your openers to your big hitters. You always need one batsman at least, if not two. Especially in England, maybe you needed two like that. But at least one who could do that role.
I think this was what all the fans also felt. This was a very common narrative. Sometimes you feel like, how now we've lost this final. So there'll be some fans who'll blame XYZ player, whatever. At that, and it doesn't even make sense. But at that point, when fans were bringing up this Ambati Rayudu at number 4 thing, it made a lot of logical sense to a lot of the nerd fans. How did it feel when the whole country was talking about you like this?
But I was always thinking, what's the use? What's the point now? I mean, I'm very practical that way. How does it matter if we talk about it now? It should have been thought about it back then. That is what I always have said. If not me, pick somebody who could do that job.
Hmm.
When you're going in for a World Cup, you're not going in for some personal league tournament where you should always put your interests, behind the country's interest. Your country's interest should always come ahead of everything. Like how with my boy, that is the greatest thing. It is not like, see, most of my games that I have sat out is under his captaincy. But I would never complain because his interest is always
Team first.
team first. If I was not playing, does not mean that he doesn't like me. It is because at that point in time, the team needs something else in his mind, which he is always, right about it or true to himself in terms of his decisions. But sometimes during that phase, I don't think it was going on that way. But now with Rohit, I think I I mean it's brilliant captaincy, and brilliant the way they have picked the side. The kind of players that they have picked is tremendous, and it is not that they have picked somebody out of the blue. They have made them play a lot of cricket before for I think 3 or 4 years. Yeah,
I think that was the other argument in your favor as well. You had a very good track record before that. So that's why it also didn't make logical sense to us.
yeah. I mean that's that was 2 World Cups. No, one World Cup before. So yeah, now it's gone.
Sometimes it's just destiny.
I don't think it is destiny as such. It is just that sometimes it is just stupidity more than anything. Yeah.
Do you think that, how you said you're a private guy? You are definitely introverted, bro. Like,
Yeah.
as in I've got to know that, like, even outside.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I've had introverted guests on the show. I'm that extroverted friend that every introvert wants. But my point is, you're introverted. Do you think that because you're an introvert and you didn't gel with like everyone very, very openly, that could have played a role?
No, not really. I'm an introvert to people who don't know me.
Okay.
I'm actually quite friendly to people who know me. So I've gelled well with everybody in the side. That's not an issue.
God.
Yeah, maybe sometimes this especially that team management. They thought just because I was calm, quiet, I was always to myself. They thought maybe I was not too confident. That's some stupid logic, these guys come up with sometimes. How can you judge somebody's confidence just by looking at him? So that is, the typical mindset a few people carry. Yeah,
You think you got judged wrongly
all my life,
all your life?
all my life.
Like what?
Some way or the other. Yeah, that's because people sometimes I don't respond in ways that socially you should respond. The kind of signals,
Like there are society's norms.
norms. Yeah,
So
I've never lived by them. So though, yeah, there were a lot of people who at an early age felt I was very arrogant and all that. So be it.
okay, you're not arrogant at all. Like,
I mean, at least I don't think I'm arrogant.
no, I mean, I do podcasts every day. I've seen all kinds of people, but you're a very chilled, sports oriented guy, dude. Like, that's, the audience is intelligent now. Like, and people pick it up. People have, over the course of this conversation, also, the one thing that strikes out about you is humility, which I see with a lot of top athletes, honestly. Like, to be able to play cricket for your country, you need a certain pure core, I feel, on the inside. Fair to say?
Yeah, it's fair to say.
Like, you need that little purity on the
No, a
inside.
lot of players that I have played with in teams, most of them have come from humble backgrounds. They know in their hearts that everybody remembers their roots, and nowadays a lot of cricketers are really good human beings. At least from when I have gone into the Indian team, I don't think there's anybody who has been like a really bad guy, or but some people have obviously gotten carried away. They do it because of fame and all the frills around the game, but most of them I still feel are really really good human beings.
Okay. But you can get carried away by the
Yeah,
excesses and the
of
fame.
course. I would call them the frills around the game,
Like what?
which like everything,
Money,
everything other than playing the sport on the ground is a frill.
girl attention, money.
Everything, girl attention, money, media, so everything. I mean, people around you always saying
Yes, man.
yes, man. Yeah, yes, man around you. But sometimes these yes men are good in a way because they don't let you know the reality so that you're in a good, good confident zone which helps them play. So for some people it works, but for practical people, I don't think it's a it's a great circle to be in.
I'm sorry I'm taking you back to that place, but we talk about mental health a lot on this show. And I think guys, men need to open up a little more about what's actually happening in the heart. Um, when that team was announced in 2019, what went on in your head? Like, you immediately let go? knowing like, you have this one athlete side of you which is like quite detached and all that? Do you immediately let it go, or did it sit emotionally in
No,
you?
no, no, it did sit emotionally for a very long time. See, I don't think it's so easy to let go of things like that, but took me a long while to come out of it. So it eventually I mean I announced my retirement. I didn't want to play the IPL. So CSK had a big role. Even I still remember even Lakshman by calling me and saying don't give up. So I took a break and then went on to play some league in Chennai just to, play a sport again. So once I played those one or two league games, then I started loving the sport back. Like this is what I enjoy doing. This is what. So then I played the IPL. No, no, no. Then I played on. I went on to play another, I think 3 years, 4 years of IPL.
We were all very happy to see that, honestly. Like
Yeah,
every time.
but as MI fans, how would you be
For
happy?
you,
No,
see, MI
I'm just
fans,
joking.
I mean, see, I felt bad seeing one of our top guys play in a yellow
No,
jersey,
no.
but
The thing is, we have equaled MI's record of 5 IPLs
don't
now.
say we and all. We
Yeah,
is
with
here.
CSK. No, I'm with CSK. I mean, I just retired from CSK. So,
Yeah, hurts you saying we referring to CSK. But my point is, a lot of MI fans are also cricket nerd fans.
yeah.
And it was just happy seeing you do really well for Chennai after 2019. That kind of hurts the nerd fans a lot. The pain of the 2019 World Cup for sure,
Yeah.
but specifically you not being at number four. Like that's how, like what I said about you being consistent, that's one bubble of how we remember you. The other bubble is everyone feels a little angry that you weren't a part of that squad. So just be aware of that as a bro. Like, as in, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people who hold you and your career in a very positive place
Yeah, of course. See,
in their
even I
hearts.
hold it that way because from the background that I have come up from, so without any support, without any backing, always people. In my case, it is not only backing, it is about people trying to pull me down at every stage in terms of not making me play. Because that time when we started, there was no media, there was no IPL. It was whatever they would say. You understand? It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
whatever the powerful people would go on to tell.
They would create narratives
Yeah,
about.
they can make you get lost in the system easily.
Mm. Mm.
So there were a lot of things that I had to deal with at an early age, which I feel, makes everything even more sweeter.
Yeah.
So a lot of people might think in their thinking, they might think that okay, he should have gone on to play, he should have done that on. But for me to do whatever little I have done, I'm to go through whatever I had to go through was very very tough, and I'm really happy that everything was a learning. So now, as I said, no, getting into public life, I would want people. I want to make it easier for people, especially sportsmen or even people who are studying well. For them to, for me to make their path easier in terms of their dreams
Yeah.
is what I intend to do, and hopefully it should happen.
Yeah. Um, One of the ways that I look at my own life slightly negative phases or moments is that it happened to me so that I can help people not fall into those negative lakes
Exactly.
eventually. I think you're looking at it in a
Yeah,
similar
yeah,
way.
absolutely. Because all my life, people have tried to pull me down, not let me be successful or not let me go up the ladder. So I want to do the opposite. I want every single guy coming out of, no, not only my state, in the country, to become better than what the previous generation has been.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is how you improve as a state, a nation. You want your next generation to be even more successful.